It's recording.
And you haven't even introed it. What are you talking about?
I'm.
You're doing a bit. It's not funny. It's not funny. Go back to Idaho, whatever swing state that is.
It's not. Idaho's not a swing state.
Go to Nevada.
Nevada arguably isn't a swing state anymore.
Go to Michigan.
That's a swing state.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah, it's because all the Mexicans are deployed there like it's Fortnite Battle Bus.
I got my Mexico pass.
Got the Mexican Battle Pass. Dude, it's got.
We will drop a new Mexican Battle Pass. I got tier 20 on the Mexico Pass.
What's the tier 100 skin?
The tier 100 is more police, less Latinos.
That's not a skin, bro. I want Mexican Darth Vader. It just has like his tummy like spilling out of his suit.
What's up, little comers? It's Composting back again, the world's most mischievous podcast. I'm your do-right co-host, do-right host, Rosa, joined as always by my devious co-host, Joku.
I thought you were just calling yourself a do-rag host. I was like, what the fuck?
Ooh.
This is like one of the most bizarrest intros I've seen.
I wouldn't call myself a
do-rag host.
I feel like do-rag is probably a slur.
It feels like a slur.
It does feel like a slur. I feel like if you called someone,
hey, do-rag, like it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. It just sounds like it sounds malicious.
It does sound. I feel like it is malicious. It doesn't just sound malicious. I feel like it is malicious. And that's why we're the most mischievous podcast in the world. And in Latvia. Shout out all of our Latvian listeners.
Ooh, let's go. Oh,
Latvia.
Latvia. Anyway, how's your day going?
It's going really well. I had a coffee and an egg. I put egg in my coffee.
Egg coffee?
Yeah, I put raw egg in my coffee and then stirred it together and the egg cooks. It's delicious.
Did you have an egg enema?
No, I had toothpaste enema. Cause your gums and your asshole, they're actually made of the same tissue. So I do toothpaste enemas daily just to prevent gum rot.
That's kind of nasty, bro.
Why is that nasty? Being clean isn't
do you
nasty.
at least floss?
Yeah, I floss.
Floss your butthole?
Yes.
Do it right now. I know nobody can see this, but I want to see it.
You want me to get my dental dildo out?
I don't like dental dildo.
How do you think you floss your butthole? It's just a dildo wrapped with a bunch of dental floss out around it.
No,
and I go like,
I think you just
you know what I mean?
I think you just like take it and do the exact same thing with like actual dental floss to your mouth, but
just
to your butthole.
No, that wouldn't even be the butthole. I'd just be flossing my ass crack.
I thought, wait, are we not talking about the Fortnite floss dance?
Oh, wait, 1 second. You guys can't see this, but I'm flossing on these hoes right now.
But you're doing it the wrong direction. That's your mouth floss.
Oh.
The wrong way. You gotta turn around.
Oh, wait, okay.
There you go. This is a stupid bit.
Can you describe that motion for all of our? Well, I guess the video listeners.
You know
can't
how
see
you
that.
you know how you like clean your butthole by like taking a towel and just kind of dragging it in between.
That's how
your
they do it
taint?
in cartoons. That's
Well,
not.
yeah. You know how like they do it in cartoons where they clean their taint with
Mr.
like a
Krabs,
towel?
he's like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that. That's the motion Rosa did.
add that to Fortnite. They have crip walking in Fortnite now, so you can crip walk as Goku.
Yeah. Anyway, my day, I went to the grocery store. And
Play a home improvement for the grocery store.
Way to ruin my fucking day with the home improvement shit, bro. You know, home improvement is what my mother died to. She was laughing too hard at Tim Allen grunts. Dude, fucking don't joke about that shit around me.
I'm sorry.
So actually, I just hit my microphone. Sorry, but
you
don't
hit things
fucking-
when you get mad.
don't
It's usually
fucking
me.
don't shut up. Don't fucking talk about fucking home improvement around me. Anyway, I went to the grocery store, picked up prescriptions, and then I watched a movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We watched a movie, but I didn't watch this movie today. We watched Anora 2024. Directed
Yeah.
by Sean Baker. My boy. My beautiful darling boy, Sean Baker.
Arguably one of the best American directors in the game right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Sean Baker movie?
Red Rocket.
True. It's a really
What's
good
yours?
one. I think Anora, but I would say Florida Project's also really good.
Yeah.
And Red Rocket.
So, this is a movie about Anora.
What have I fucking told you
I'm
about?
sorry.
the
I'm sorry.
goddamn
I
home
know.
improvement
I'm
noise?
sorry. I forgot. I
Dude.
forgot. Don't hit
Dude.
me again. Don't hit me again.
Dude. Now you're fucking joking about fucking domestic abuse. My mom fucking beat me to home improvement too. You're so
I'm gonna
fucking.
improve you.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. Now please fucking stop. Please, bro. Like, come on.
Would you say
So
your
you have
home?
some-
Would you say your
Shut
home
up.
life
up
improved
about
after
home
your mom
improvement.
passed away?
Yes, but that's besides the point. I still loved her.
Call that
That's
home
it.
improvement.
Shut
son.
up. Shut up. We're done with the home improvement. Stop besmirching. Stop it.
Besmirching.
stop.
It's besmirch.
Besmirch. I know what the word is.
No, you
I'm
didn't.
I'm in a flame. I'm hot
An
right now. I'm
elevated
hot.
state.
I need to cool down. So let's
Drop
talk
it
about
like it's
fucking
hot.
Anora.
Drop it like it's hot.
I like that song from
That's
Piece
a
by
good song.
Piece. The
Yeah, it's in Piece by
the
Piece.
Pharrell Williams documentary.
Drop it like it's hot. It is a film about a sex worker named Anora getting loverboyed by a rich Russian lad, and a fucked up Cinderella story ensues. If you've seen any of Sean Baker's films before,
You know, it's about sex work.
and you know
Woo!
it'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Um,
movie fucked me up. But we'll get into that in a minute.
What did you think?
Loved it. I
loved it too.
I've seen it twice now. Think it's definitely my movie of the year right now.
This shit blew me away.
I know
I'm
last
seeing
week
it.
I just said Substance was my favorite movie of the year, but this one is my favorite right now.
We're in movie season, so
It
we'll
is
see
movies.
that. We'll see it shift. But I same. This is my favorite movie I've seen that's come out this year. I had high hopes for this film. Sean Baker. Like I said, one of the best American directors in the game right now. And you have a great cast with Mikey Madison, and Yura Borisnov, who is a very well-regarded Russian actor. He won a Golden Eagle Award in 2021. and was declared Actor of the Year within Russia in 2020. He's usually more of a like action type actor within the Russian Federation. Except in this film, his performance was a stunner. As is with everyone in this movie, everyone blew me away.
Everyone did great. Who is your
yeah.
favorite character?
Probably Igor, who's played by Yura Borisnov. I really related to Anora. I don't want to say she's my favorite character because it's like holding up a mirror to a certain extent. In a way that it's like ouch.
Yeah.
In regards to the more self-destructive aspects of my own personality.
Yeah, I loved everyone in this, and I found it hard to pick a favorite. Like I love Igor, I love Anora, I love Toros. Toros is by far, I think, the funniest character.
Oh, Toros is
like
hilarious.
Ivan, like even though he's kind of shit, I like a shitty person that is. I still love him.
They did such a good job making him. So for the sake of this, just to explain real quick, Anora is a sex worker who is married and lover boy methoded by Ivan, who's a Russian national living in America. He doesn't take it too seriously. He's just a shitty rich kid. Except she ends up falling for his scheme. But then Ivan's Russian oligarch family finds out. They send a Orthodox priest, a Gopnik, who's Igor. Gopnik, for those who don't know, is just like a Russian street kid type archetype. Put up a picture on screen.
Put a picture of a goon, a Russian goon on screen.
The priest is the one named
Toros,
and then what's the other guy's name?
Garnik,
who's like a Russian mobster type figure. So when his family finds out about the marriage, they don't want this marriage happening for obvious reasons because they're like rich oligarchs. And there wasn't a prenup or anything. So they send those three to the house to get the marriage annulled. Ivan goes on the run, and essentially a screwball comedy chase ensues, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I love how this movie kind of just like fluidly moves through kind of different directions, with like the first 30 minutes kind of being a setup of like the Cinderella story, as it kind of quickly devolves into the chaos of trying to get this marriage annulled while Ivan is like on the run, and then it seemingly flows out of that near the end with into kind of a devastating and bittersweet, I would say. No, I wouldn't say bittersweet, but like I would say a hard ending.
Yeah. Why don't we start off with the first act, which is essentially her
Cinderella story.
Her falling for the Ivan's like lover boy method. What were your feelings about it?
What do you mean?
Like how did it make you feel? Is why I'm asking. Because
like
I feel like I can totally see you being like, or anyone feeling very like swept up in the excitement of it all on a first watch, and then more disgusted on a second watch. I find myself disgusted on a first watch, but I'm wondering what your emotional response to it was.
I mean, like, you found it disgusting in which kind of way?
In
like
the sense, yes, and in the sense that it was romanticizing a deeply exploitative thing, and it knows that it's exploitative, for the record. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I the way I look at it is that Avon is 21. He's kind of an idiot. And, like, he's young, he's stupid, he's rich. So, like, he kind of doesn't suffer any consequences within the movie.
Yeah.
And Anora is more mature. I don't think, like, what she did in the movie is, like, mature, you know?
Yeah.
With, like, kind of just going in on this, like, little fantasy kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I liked what was presented.
Yeah, I liked the first act in the way that it shows the sort of seeds with this relationship not being able to work out. I mean, from the jump, he's paying her for sex.
Yeah.
And what do we call coerced sex? If you need to pay for consent, you're not getting consent, you know? That's not to say I'm anti-sex worker, by the way. That's to say I'm pro-sex worker. I'm anti-John. Fuck Johns. But I really like the first act.
Yeah.
It's very self-reflective about sex work. I mean, given Sean Baker's filmography at this point, you know that he knows what he's talking about when it comes to sex work.
Yeah.
I thought that this was a very introspective piece about the nature of relationships which arise starting with sex work.
Yeah.
And it's marvelously shot. I enjoy the soundtrack, how quick it is. You alongside Anora are sort of swept up in the grandiosity of it all.
Yeah.
Um,
I also like that we don't need the character's backstory. We don't need to know much about them. We basically know exactly what the other knows. And I appreciate that because we are just like thrusted upon this relationship like they are. They know literally nothing about each other and they're already getting married like 3 weeks.
Yeah. And then I enjoy the extreme change of pace coming into the second act, where we see the three goons arrive at the mansion and Yvonne run. And I loved everything about the second act.
Yeah, the second act was so funny. Like, the first act was, like, funny-ish. There wasn't a lot being, like, that was funny, I would say. Like, I think Yvonne was the strongest, like, act that made it funny in the first part.
Yeah.
Just his mannerisms whenever, like, the first time they have sex and Nora's like, aren't you gonna take off your clothes? He, like, strips really quickly and then, like, jumps into the bed and rolls around. He, like, rolls around. Like, that shit's funny.
Yeah.
And, like, you also feel, like, Yvonne's presence after he kind of, like, you kind of feel the void of him not being there anymore.
Yeah.
Because he is kind of charismatic.
Yeah, there's a shallow charisma present in his character that I found to be very realistic. I feel like we've all met people like him before, you know?
Yeah. Never trust a rat twink is the message of this story. Never date anyone that looks like Timothée Chalamet.
True. Also, I just have to say it. Mikey Madison looks like Joji if Joji got an HRT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just noticing. But yeah, the second act, I love. My favorite thing about it is Igor, the Gopnik kid, who just does not really want to be there in the funniest way. Like, he's just, like, half-heartedly forced in a position where he has to tie her up. You can tell he just loathes being there.
Yeah.
And when Igor runs and the priest shows up, everything to do with the priest was so funny because he leaves a baptism in the middle of it.
Yeah.
When he gets a text that the marriage is real, just so he can go like figure out how to get the marriage annulled. And then when the four of them, the three goons and Anora, are together, they go on this giant quest across New York, looking for Ivan. And it's just fantastic.
Yeah, I absolutely loved Toros. Toros, so fucking funny in this. Just the way it, like, on the phone scene, like when he's in the car driving, he's on the phone. It's just so chaotic. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
I love the confusion of this the beginning of the second act in particular.
Yeah, because it kind of just catches you off guard.
Much like it caught our lead
Anora.
off guard. Yeah.
Yeah, which I love.
Yeah, Sean Baker's direction is so effective in this regard, and I enjoy the fact that there is much longer shots. It's shot a lot differently than the first act. It almost feels like a different film to some extent. With this extreme jump, but in a good way. I mean that in the best possible way. Yeah. Any more thoughts on the second act?
Yeah, I just the way it kind of progresses, and I love the editing by Sean Baker. He is also such a great editor as well as a director.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love how it, like, he edits like conversations sometimes by just cutting them off like midway, and I like, it's just great.
Yeah,
because I watched parts of the Florida Project again after watching this because it was on, and I was just like, it's on, I'll watch it. And it's like the same kind of thing. It's just like conversations or like dialogue is cut, like, and it's just fun. And I like that presentation.
This film is almost genreless to a certain extent. It defies genre labels in a way that keeps it absolutely mesmerizing. Yeah. Any more thoughts on the second act?
I feel like we haven't talked about like the second half of the act, the second half of the second act, you know, like during night. Like, I love the I'm blanking on the words, but why am I blanking on these words?
The clubs?
No, not the clubs. The tow truck scene. I love that. When they're kind of just driving around and we kind of get like a little montage of them just like going places and to play like everywhere, and like everyone is like not really taking it that seriously except Toros.
Yeah,
he's like, have you seen this sick kid? And it's just like a smug like picture of him,
selfie of him shirtless laying in bed.
Have you seen this kid? He's very sick. Like, it's just so funny. Like, Toros is so good. He's like, you kids today have no respect, but it's like so funny in the context.
Yeah, their car gets towed, so Toros has the Russian mob dude like intimidate the tow truck driver while he fucking floors it in reverse. His Cadillac Escalade off of the tow truck, bumper goes flying, he goes into some garbage cans. It's so funny.
Just the throw up, then he's like, my wife has to drive this car tomorrow. like it, just like the little things that the actor who plays Toros says are just so funny.
And I was locked in on Yura Borisnov in the back seat this entire time because he's just so done with their bullshit.
Yeah.
Clearly. My favorite scene in the second act is definitely when they go to a candy shop and trying to tell the people in the candy shop who are friends with Ivan to call him, and it escalates to the point that the one of the people working there at the candy shop threatens Igor and the goon squad with a metal baseball bat. So Igor takes the metal baseball bat out of his hands very easily and just starts disinterestedly smashing things with the baseball bat. And my favorite thing is they're having this intense conversation, calling Ivan on the phone, and you just see him eating popcorn out of the popcorn machine that he smashed in the background. There's so much sight gag humor with that character. I found him to be gripping every second that he was on screen.
Yeah. You want to talk about the third act now?
Yes. Okay, I thought you were gonna take it.
You have the floor.
The third act. They find Ivan in a strip club with Diamond, who we haven't mentioned, but she's a redheaded bitch.
Yeah. Ivan ends up going back to the strip club in which Anora used to work.
Yeah.
Until she quit like a week ago to marry Ivan.
And he's getting a private dance from the redheaded meanie pants.
The bitch.
That bitch who told Anora that the relationship wouldn't last even a week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. She was right.
Yeah.
But it's mean. She needed to be a bitch about it.
Well, she was kind of set up as the bitch from like the very beginning.
Yeah. So one of the funniest scenes in the movie. Sean Baker is such a funny man. They go into the strip club and Toros just starts opening every single private room door to see if Ivan is in there. And it's so funny because there's something silly happening in every single room.
Sex work.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's awesome. I go into strip clubs all the time and I open up the private lap rooms.
I said, "What's going on?"
I love the scene where like everyone, like the room where everyone's like in a chair and getting a lap dance, and then like Diamond and Anora are fighting, and all the girls are like, "There's a fight," and they all get off of the guy, and they're like all so confused. That scene was funny.
They end up dragging Ivan out by the collar. Diamond and Anora get into a fight. It's great. Then they go to the courthouse in New York to get the marriage annulled. They weren't married in New York, so it doesn't even work. Also, Ivan is completely gone.
Yeah, he's just blasted.
On...
He is plastered.
Ket, coke, alcohol, everything in between. Not even able to stand.
Yeah. Honestly, better courtroom than anything that Joker had to offer. The new Joker. Just saying. If just that small fucking 5-second courtroom scene was better than anything Joker had to offer.
I was gonna say it was legit. It was a 5-minute long courtroom drama, and it was perfect. I loved it. It was such a competent courtroom drama, done in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which isn't who but Sean Baker can just say, yeah, our screwball comedy, it's a courtroom drama now. That's what I mean by defying genre labels. Because you can label this a courtroom drama to a certain extent within that scene. It's incredible. Then they go to an airport where Ivan's parents are, and they're so hateable. Especially the mom. And they end up flying back to Nevada, where they're able to get the marriage annulled.
Yeah.
And Igor says...
I also love the presence of Yvonne's mom, and how like she cares like a shitload, and like the dad is just kind of also like Igor. He just doesn't give a shit.
I love the dad.
The dad is so. There's a scene we'll talk about here in a minute.
Um,
But you
one of
go.
the best scenes in the movie is the signing of the
Annulment.
marriage annulment. It's so tragic and so funny at the same time, because throughout this entire scene, you have the blonde woman at the desk trying to be all cheery about this situation, while all of these people are like 2 seconds away from killing each other. And one of them is just blackout drunk in the background on a chair, and they forget him there. Um,
Well, Garnick wasn't drunk. He had his nose broken. He was passed out. He was
Oh.
tired.
well, he was drunk on the plane.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I guess.
but
Also, one thing that I forgot to mention that I just remembered during like the the strip club scene is I love how like like waiters or waitresses are like walking with like alcohol on platters, and like Yvonne's just like grabbing them and just like getting more drunk. Like it's another visual gag, which I
was
thought was
being carried out.
yeah. He's getting carried out, and he's just
He's-
like fiending for more. Like,
He is the way he's seeing the world is the way I see it. Except instead of cops' guns glowing, it's just alcohol glowing, and he's constantly reaching for it. That's his prime directive.
yeah, but anyway, back to the plane scene.
You mean the annulment scene?
Yeah, the annulment.
They're signing the documents, and Nora is like 2 seconds away from killing the mom.
Yeah, because the mom, like, constantly talks down. They, like, belittle Anora, calling her, like, a prostitute and whatnot.
Yeah. So she starts throwing clothing at her, and the dad is raffling around on the floor, which is
It's not on the floor.
figuratively raffling on the floor. It was. I just think of raffling on the floor is a funny statement.
I suppose.
I mean, you suppose.
It's somewhat funny.
Mediocre.
It was fine, bro. Like,
Yes.
3 out of 10.
Yes.
3 out of 10. But yeah, the dad's laughing his ass off while the Anora is talking off fucking Yvonne's mother bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Igor says at the end of it, I think it's an order for Yvonne to apologize. And I love this character from the get-go. I'm like, yeah, Igor.
Male hero.
Yeah, Igor.
Woo, 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 woo. Igor. And then we get we get to see Igor take Anora home, and they're on the plane, and he like puts his jacket over her because she's cold, steals the wedding ring. Woo, Igor! Woo, Igor!
And then because it's a Sean Baker movie, we have to have one of the saddest scenes. Two of the saddest scenes in the movie. Where they're in the house, they're in the mansion. They get to spend one night in the mansion together, and they're talking. Anora has like this rough exterior to. I don't know how else to say it, but to cover up her broken inside. Except that sounds like a Linkin Park lyric. You know.
I suppose.
You like supposing today, don't you?
Supposedly, I do.
Suppose I like supposing superfluously.
So true.
But we see them bantering back and forth, and Nora drops a bombshell on Igor in the middle of banter, saying, I bet if the other guy wasn't here when you tied me up, you would have raped me. and he's like shocked and appalled by that because that's quite the escalation. He says, "No, I wouldn't do that because I'm not a rapist." And she says, "No, you have rape eyes." He says, "No, I wouldn't do something like that." And then she says, there's a period of silence. She walks up the stairs and then she walks back down. And she says, "You probably wouldn't have because you're a ass bitch," which is which is simultaneously funny but also deeply sad
Yeah.
in the sense that she's so hurt by men that she would assume that the only reason that a man wouldn't rape her if given the chance is because he's gay.
Yeah.
Which is deeply sad. And the next scene is him dropping her off at the house. And when she's about to get out, when they pull up in front of the house, he hands her the wedding ring, which he stole back.
Because Toro stole it from her.
Yeah.
Whenever they first met, and he stole it back.
And she's taken aback by this and starts making love to him in the car. And as he's going in for a kiss, she suddenly pushes him away and starts sobbing.
It's a really powerful scene.
Yeah.
Because you kind of, as a sex worker, you're not supposed to get involved in relationships with your clients. You're not supposed to kiss. That's like one of the rules. So whenever she kind of does that with Yvonne, she kind of sees why her bridges get burnt in that sense with having any sort of relationship with Yvonne.
Well, yeah, I think it's a good commentary about sexual assault and being an SA survivor and how it becomes difficult after that experience to open yourself up.
Because I think both Anora and Igor both wanted to kiss, but
I think she pushed away and began crying due to her inability to open up after surviving sexual assault. And the fact that she's sort of behind a mask to a certain extent when doing sex work, where she's able to separate her emotions from doing a job. And when she's kissing Igor, she's opening herself up in a way that she's not used to, that she hadn't opened herself up for, even with Yvonne.
Yeah.
And it becomes difficult to let people in after being so hurt in the past. I thought it was one of the... It cuts to credits with her sobbing in the car. And then I wanted to kill a guy in my theater because he started laughing and saying that's it. I have never wanted to fucking, like, beat the shit out of somebody in a movie theater the way I did when someone started laughing about the SA Survivor ending. Like, goddamn, I hate men.
Yeah.
But
there's I want to go over my favorite shot of this movie and probably my favorite scene, which is in the car. It's when Igor takes after he gives the ring back to Anora, Igor then goes and takes her luggage to the front door, and he comes back in the car, and Anora turns and looks at him, and the shot there's just so much to it. She's working the camera. It shows that she's locked in for kind of sexual acts, I would say.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not phrasing it great here, but I'm
She's
sure
locked in. for the
she's locked
dick.
in, ready to pounce like a cougar. But it's just such a beautiful shot. I love it, and it's just like I think it's my favorite scene in the movie. It's just like the framing of it is just like the face tells you exactly what you like. Everything. It's just so good.
I love the camera work. There's something about the shot of the Yugo shitbox that Igor drives from the hood camera pointing onto the window shield that's framed in such a fantastic way that really stood out to me. I mean, like, Sean Baker, he has such a good eye for camera work. The Vegas scenes with the handheld are incredible in terms of capturing the hustle and bustle of Vegas. He's great at camera work. Yeah, this film has so many great shots in it.
Yeah. Do we have anything else we want to say? You got any criticisms?
Yes.
I do have a couple criticisms.
When the goons come in and she's screaming, I thought that continued to the point of it being grating and stopped being impactful or funny and just turned into being annoying.
I get that. I kind of felt that on a rewatch.
It just went on for a bit too long, which, with how fast-paced everything else in the movie is, we didn't need an extra 5-second close-up of her mouth screaming. When she kicks the guy in the face when tied up, there's a very out-of-place stock sound effect punch.
Yeah.
Which it didn't fit. I didn't like it. There's the candy shop thing was sort of unnecessary fat, and there's not a lot of fat on this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with the length. I didn't think it dragged or like.
I didn't think so either. I just
like
think that scene, I don't think it established much of anything.
Like the first one?
Yes.
I mean,
outside we're gonna go back here later.
I felt like it kind of established that like Yvonne is fake. You know, his friends are just working class people. They work in a candy shop. One works in the back of a store. He's a freeloader. He gets money from his father. He doesn't have to work.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
and in terms of people
kind of disconnected from these people.
And people only associating with him because he fills a need. Okay, I agree.
Like I like that's at least how I saw it. But
no,
my criticisms are, as someone who's grown up with like an Xbox and consoles and has lots of controller and knows how a controller works. Controller acting gets under my skin because people who play controllers, like it doesn't make sense. It's like every button has to be clicked. That's not how like playing games works.
He does not. Okay, it's apparently like a shooter game that he's playing, and there are multiple scenes of this. He hasn't touched the left analog stick once. And my favorite thing is he'll just like switch into a claw grip suddenly.
Yeah, he like clicks the claw thing like
and he isn't pushed down on the triggers all the way. He just does it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating and weird.
It's so insane to me that they got like the weed pen more accurate than the Xbox controller.
Also,
because like in the beginning I'm like, "Oh, that weed pen lights up. That's an actual weed pen." They like he got it. Like he knows how to do that, but he doesn't know how to do a controller.
Also, it is a Russian guy in his 20s. I'm sorry, but what Russian guy in their 20s does not love video games? I don't like to stereotype. However, every single Russian person I know is a gamer.
Gamer. He should be playing CS:GO, not.
Yeah, he
Call
should
of
be.
Duty.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Why was he playing Xbox? He should be like, green, green, green. What are you doing? Green.
Dude, this is an aside, but I would love, like, if I had, like, a big-ass mansion room, like, if I was rich, my fucking, like, little desk would just kind of be in the corner. My little goon PC corner.
Yeah. I would keep my luxurious $300 Temu standing desk, which is really fucking nice for the money.
Thing's off Temu?
What?
That desk that you have is off of Temu?
Hell yeah! No, it was Alibaba, not Temu.
Basically the same thing. But
except that this shit's nice. It's got a walnut veneer on it.
But anyway, you want to rank this thing?
Yeah, I am thinking a solid 13.5 out of 15.
I'm also giving it a 13.5.
For all you listeners, love you to death. Not that the video people can see it either, but Joku just hit the Donald Trump pursed lips.
This is both our favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
Check it out in theaters. Select theaters right now, so your theater might be screening it, might not be. Go check it out if you haven't already.
This is going to be number 7 on our ranking, tied with The Thing just behind it, and 0.5 points ahead of Dancer in the Dark. All right.
And then I recommended a movie this week. I recommended this movie from Japan. Came out in 1966. Directed by Hiroshi Teshigahara. And
it's Hiroshi Teshigahara.
Sorry. I didn't take Japanese for 3 years. I lied. That's
You actually didn't?
I did.
Oh.
I'm joking. I was
okay. No, that would have been. I would have been like
been
more
awesome.
understanding.
I
would have been more understanding. I would have been like, okay, I don't know why you lied about that, but I guess it makes it more understandable that you can't pronounce the last name Teshigahara.
I'm just bad at names.
I'm just bad.
Dude, ask me to fucking say like American last names, I'm still gonna butcher it. Doesn't matter where you come from, I'm gonna butcher your name.
Can you pronounce the name John Smith?
Well, I'm not talking tissue paper. I can pronounce tissue paper. You trying to give me some card stock? Come on. Give me like.
You want me to come up with a stereotypically black name on the spot without sounding racist?
I never said black. You said black.
Okay, I thought that was the assignment.
No, give me like.
I was gonna give
name.
you Jamal Jackson.
Anyway, that's a bad analogy. That's a bad analogy. Anyway, I recommended this movie last week, and
The Face of Another.
Yeah, I almost touched my mic, and I was like, no, don't do that. But I recommended.
I almost touched my penis. I was like, stop it.
I recommended it. Okay, can we just cut this out? And I just want to reintroduce this movie.
Sure.
Because this could go in the end. I saw that. Wait, stop that. Come on, bro. I'm asking you a favor.
We're cutting out.
This isn't the end. Hi, thanks for watching. Stop fucking winking, you bitch. I'm being serious. Stop.
No, I am cutting it out.
Okay, anyway. I picked a movie last week. This one is called The Face of Another. Came out in 1966. Directed by Hiroshi Teshigahara. Is that better, Rosa?
It's not even that hard.
Or was it better?
Okay.
Sorry. Anyway, it's a movie about a man who has a fucked up looking face because it got mutilated by an explosion at his place of work, and he tries to get a mask of another person's face.
So
What did
we're
you think?
recording this on Sunday. We usually record on Mondays. The reason we're recording it on Sunday is because I'm having a nose job done Tuesday. Now, does this pick? I don't want to say. Look. It could just be a bad coincidence, but why are we watching the movie about the person with a fucked up face getting a new face 2 days before I get a rhinoplasty and lip fillers?
That's what you want to know?
I'm raising you that question. Did it have anything to do with that?
No.
Or am I just looking too much in? I'm looking too much into it? Okay.
Yeah, there is a French movie that has been on my mind a little. It is called The Face of Another. Or no. Sorry. They're like the same title. Eyes Without a Face, sorry. So it's been on my mind and I wanted to watch that as well. But I also wanted to watch this movie because it is directed by the same person who did The Woman in the Dunes. So I wanted to see his work. And yeah, but what did you think of
Okay.
what?
No, we'll get into that. I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
So, your reasoning is, it wasn't just one movie about someone with a fucked up face. It was 2 movies about someone with a fucked up face that I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
And I watched both. I watched the Eyes Without a Face in preparation too.
I thought it was simply marvelous.
Yeah.
Yep,
I really liked it.
it was good.
It was really good.
It is.
What were some aspects that you liked about this movie?
Was it actually was he wearing a mask in the parts where he was wearing a mask?
I don't believe so. That might just be his actual face, because we don't see his face. We don't see Mr. Okayama's face originally. We just see bandages.
Yeah.
So
Either way, the mask that they do put on him looks great.
yeah,
It's visually so impressive.
I found this movie actually like pretty unnerving.
Me too.
Like the opening scene with like the X-ray kind of mouth, I love that.
Yeah.
That might be my favorite scene. It just like catches you off guard because you kind of have like the credit sequence and like a little storytelling from the doctor, but then you get like the first scene of Okayasama, and it's just crazy.
Yeah. I enjoyed the film's subtext about the fascist impulse and Japan's existence after World War II.
Yeah, this is just a movie about identity to society, to oneself, cultural identity. It's just so interesting.
Pretty much, if it's a movie in the 50s and 60s where an explosion happens and it's in Japan, usually it's an allegory, and this allegory was pretty obvious. My favorite scene in the movie, there's a very interesting B plot, which I believe in the book, these 2 characters met. In this story they didn't meet, but there's an interesting B plot about a atom bombing victim who has like a burnt left side of her face.
Yeah.
My favorite scene is she's being chased by an older gentleman in a military uniform while an Adolf Hitler speech plays in the background. and that's like that's a very odd scene. But when you think about what she's representing is the the former beauty and might of Japan, which has been destroyed in the mind of the author, and the man in the military uniform chasing her as a Adolf Hitler speech plays obviously represents the fascist impulse to return to the former fascism and perceived might of Imperial Japan. It's perhaps
Yeah, there's also the subtext with the how the main character has his face disfigured with a work explosion, which is representative of the bombs.
yeah. There's
So there's a lot of subtext and interesting ideas within this.
yeah. I perceive the Doctor as representing America. Within the film, with the mask covering up the former perceived former fascism of Japan, but in many ways allowing that ugliness of fascism to be brought upon the world with a perceived legitimacy of the cultural rebirth of Japan following the Second World War. If that makes sense, because
Yeah,
with
I get it, because with the yo-yo girl, I can also see that as even with a new face, you still don't see Japan any different.
yeah,
No matter no matter what aid America does, people will see Japan the same way.
yeah, and my belief is that the mask didn't fundamentally change him in any way. More so, it allowed him to act on his already existing urges.
Yeah.
You see him sexually assault someone. You see him seduce his own wife and be very cruel towards her after the fact.
Yeah.
He's a cruel, bitter person before he gets the mask, and afterward he's a malicious bastard of a man who stabs the Doctor to death. I think that what that represents is the fact that in many ways the fascism of Japan never went away, and in some aspects it got worse after gaining the legitimacy of a perceived new identity following that war, without having gone through the process of denazification in any meaningful sense. Because Japan didn't denazify, if you didn't already know that, the fascists stayed in power in Japan. And one of my favorite allegories is the when he meets with the doctor that gave him the new face. They speak in a German tavern.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
Yeah.
Germany, fascism, allegory. Well, the doctor sips from a mug with the German nationalist eagle from the Prussian flag, I believe. Fact check me if I'm wrong. Is it the
Me
Prussian
right
flag?
now?
No, I'm
You like pointed at me, so I was like, "You're talking to me
no,
right
I'm
now."
pointing
Am
at
I?
myself in the camera.
Oh.
If I want to point at you, I'd point like that. Point at me.
Hello.
Hello, you.
Hello. You're
Hi.
pointing at me. I'm pointing at
Hi.
you. I'm pointing at
Hello.
you.
Hi. That's my buddy. Yay! Hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy. This is
Hi,
like such
buddy.
a visual gag.
I love doing visual gags on a podcast.
We just sound like insane. But
We're
back
mentally deranged.
But back to the movie.
Back to the
Like,
movie.
there's just so much identity, like,
Yeah.
subtext within this.
I guess you could, like, you could perceive the bar as representing NATO to a certain extent. Like, it's such a fantastic commentary about geopolitics, anonymity,
Yeah, I also, like,
so much.
we could go even smaller scale and like talk about like yourself in the instance
Yeah,
of like you, even if you get like a new face, you're still who you are at your core.
and
Like, it won't change.
A-
You
and
might
you-
just become more mischievous. you
you
know?
might be more mischievous and rape somebody.
Yeah. How we
Censor that.
how
Censor
how we are
Dennis
interact.
the Menace on his way to rape a woman in a train station.
Train space.
Wait, you know Calvin pissing that bumper sticker?
Let's get back to the movie mode.
Would you turn, if you got a new face, would you turn into Calvin pissing bumper sticker?
No.
I might after I get my rhinoplasty. I might go Calvin.
Yeah, Rosa might do some mischievous acts.
I might go
Oh.
Calvin pissing mode.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to get a Calvin pissing bumper sticker for my car that says liberals underneath it.
Yeah.
I do really want that. Or just him pissing.
Yeah. But back to the movie.
I'm sorry.
I
Back to the movie.
I love the way this movie looked.
Yeah.
I loved the sets. The doctor set was incredible.
Oh yeah.
Like it changed every time. Like it plays with your like perception of kind of reality with it at points. Like there's an unknowingness to this movie. Just anything with the doctor was just kind of great. I loved.
He reminded me of Doctor Strangelove in some senses.
Yeah.
I really, really, really liked the Doctor.
There's also this shot of like two people like walking, and there's like what looks kind of like I guess like a heart, and there's like a slumped over thing on it, and they're just kind of walking, and then it kind of zooms in, and it reveals like a new shot of a guy just on a very strange looking chair. Like the presentation of this movie is just incredibly good.
It's a lot like Japanese Hitchcock.
Yeah.
It's great. Japanese New Wave is awesome.
Yeah, the score was also very unsettling as well.
Oh yeah, and that shit hit like Salo did for me.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of the Salo score.
Yeah. Like this isn't a scary movie or like one that's gonna like make you feel disgusted like Salo. It's just kind of a movie that makes me feel very uneasy.
Yeah, and it's so rich with a ability to analyze it. Like you can go with the analysis of talking about the internet and anonymity. Like you find your uncle's Facebook page and someone that's otherwise been nice to you, nice to service workers, nice to your grandma, is calling people slurs online. You know, anonymity allows us to act on our worst instincts, you know? Like, if everybody was required to use their full legal name and a photo of themselves as their profile picture, I guarantee you we wouldn't have people being as racist online as we do currently and acting on their worst impulses, but
Yeah,
anonymity...
I completely agree with that.
What was that?
I completely agree with that, and I think this movie is, I think, very underrated, because and I think this should be like super underrated.
Yeah.
Criminally underrated. Like, there's so much that you can get from this movie. There's so many takeaways, I think. So many great discussion points.
Yeah. It's
a really interesting watch. Highly recommend.
it hit the way that Guy Debord's Society of the Spectacle hit for me, where I was sort of like, wow, this is such a fantastic analysis of internet culture in coming from 1968 France, this coming from 1966 Japan. It's a contemporary piece, as contemporary as it was back then. Especially with Japanese cultural identity, because it's in a very similar, if not worse, place than it was in 1966, especially after the 1999 economic crisis. Yeah, fantastic film.
Yeah.
Anything more you'd like to add to it?
Do we have any criticisms?
Yes. There's a mentally disabled girl with a yo-yo.
That's the whole criticism.
That's the whole... Yeah, it's as stupid as it sounds.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Just like...
Wait. Saying that a mentally disabled person with a yo-yo is as stupid as it sounds, that's not the best phrasing. However...
It's awesome phrasing.
It's awesome. You know, I stand by what I said.
Don't take it back. Don't do anything.
Yeah.
Just like story elements, just like didn't really hit sometimes for me. You know.
Yeah.
Just little things like that.
A lot to do with the wife. Was like, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a really weird thing where they're like, this is like women with makeup trying to deceive people. It's like, no, women wear makeup for other women.
Yeah, but I feel like she makes that point at near the end. It's just the misogyny of the guy.
Yeah.
So they do make the point that makeup is not a mask.
Yeah. The ending was very abstract. I enjoyed the ending.
Yeah.
It turns out everybody's wearing a mask. What the hell?
What the freaking heck?
What the goose?
You have any more to say?
I just need to reiterate. There, like the 10 minutes of this movie are the mentally disabled girl. The only way you'd know that she's mentally disabled is because they mention every 5 minutes that she's.
She is stupid.
She acts just like a normal person, just
beaten over the head by being like she.
Also, why do they reuse the shot of her stealing a yo-yo?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why? God, it was so dumb. Honestly, my rating would be significantly higher if it weren't for the stupid fucking yo-yo.
Yeah. You ready to score it? I gave this a 12 out of 15. Rosa?
I'm thinking 12 out of 15. That puts this movie...
What does it put it at, Rosa?
A 24.
24?
Putting it between Punishment Park and Killers of the Flower Moon. In their number 20 spot on the ranking.
Pretty respectable.
Now, as much as I respect women...
Would it be 21 with Anora?
Oh, yeah. It puts at number...
21.
What's now plus 10? You wait, no. You stupid.
Ow, why'd you hit me?
No, you're supposed to say, no, I'm not.
Oh.
We'll try again. You stupid.
Ow, why'd you hit me? Dad, you're abusive.
Do it again.
21. What do you want from me?
Stop saying 19. We need to do it for the vine. Beating your kid. Do it for the vine. Officer, I did it for the Vine. Vape Nation, Low Gang, rise up.
All right, it's time for a segment that I've procured for Rosa. Testing
Rosa's
Rosa's
shockingly limited film knowledge part 2.
So it's the same thing as the last time. Basically, there are these little things called showdowns on Letterboxd, which are just basically Letterboxd is like, give us best films in like this little select category.
Best films to jerk off to. It's like
yeah,
Wall-E,
and it's
Cars.
just community posts that people pick, and then it's ordered. Good? Ready?
Yeah.
All right, our first category is called Stay Tuned. Top 5 films, best films about television.
Best films about television. Okay, I'm gonna go with the obvious pick, Truman Show.
That's number 1.
Number 1. Okay, number 2, King of Comedy.
King of Comedy is number 5.
Ooh, okay. Then my third guess, we are going to go with. I Saw the TV Glow.
That's number 3.
Recency bias coming in clutch.
Yeah.
My fourth guess is going to be. This is a risky one. Joker 2019, maybe?
No.
No. Okay. How many guesses do I get?
We'll do 5.
I feel like
Fair.
5 guesses makes sense. Yeah.
Unless you want to do more.
No, five guesses.
If you're on a hot streak, then I think it's fine. We can feel it out. This
yeah,
one,
let's do 5. My last guess. Ooh. I'd like to call my lifeline.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm using my lifeline. I get to call one person.
Who are you calling?
Who do I call? Do I call? What if I call shitty kickflips? I'm using my lifeline. Let's see if they're a good friend or not.
Alright.
Probably not. Hello? Hi, I'm on. You're on speaker. I'm on a game show. I'm using my lifeline on a game show.
Okay.
This is Shady Kickflips from youtube.com/@ShadyKickflips. What name it? Okay, so I've got 3 out of 5 of the top 5 movies about television. I need you to name a movie about television that isn't The Truman Show, I Saw the TV Glow, or The King of Comedy.
Click.
Click? Okay, thank you. Good answer.
By Adam Sandler.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you, Shitty Kickflips. Subscribe to her channel, by the way.
Yeah.
Bye, Rhyme. Talk later.
Listen to my album.
Oh yeah, listen to her.
Bye.
Talk later. Bye. Okay, I'm going with Adam Sandler's Click.
No.
Fuck.
The other ones we were looking for were Network and Nightcrawler.
Oh, I could have got Nightcrawler.
Alright, you ready for our
Shit.
next category?
Next category.
Alright, I picked this one because I did this directly after we recorded last episode. This one is called Dirty Deeds, the grimiest films, grossest films, top 5.
Okay. Like gross out movies?
Like movies, you're like, the sets look gross. Grimiest. It just says the words the grimiest films.
Okay. Fight Club.
5.
Ooh, only 5. Ooh. What the? Hmm. Hmm. Let me see, Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom.
12.
Aw, what the deuce? Okay, my third guess will be... Show me... I thought I would come up with a guess between me saying show me and pointing at you. Except now I'm just pointing like
I
an
think you
idiot.
have pretty good chances on this one. I'll say that.
Okay, let me think. Let me... 1 second.
You're going on your computer?
No, I'm going on my own Letterboxd account. I forgot what we watched last episode. Okay.
It's not kneecap.
It's not... Okay.
Kneecap is not even that gross.
Hmm.
Bruce is doing a big think.
I'm doing the thinker, like the statue. Pull up a picture of the thinker, because it's me as fuck right now. Show me... Show me, 7-Eleven.
4.
Yes! Yes!
Alright. You got 3 more.
Show me Zodiac.
Zodiac's not here.
Damn it. Okay. That was my 4th guess. How about... recency bias? The Substance.
No. Substance was on the last one, by the way. Is that number 12 on the last one? The movies that we were looking for, number 1 was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh.
Number 2 was Train Spotting. And number 3 was Saw.
Oh. Yeah, Saw does look gross.
Yeah.
Because it has shitty color grading on it.
I don't know how great you are going to do at this one. I felt completely obligated to pick it because the category name is The Face of Another. Best makeup in film. Top 5.
Poor Things.
No.
The Face of Another.
No.
I always forget, was Bug's Life like someone that just looked that way, or is that makeup?
Bug's Life is an animated movie.
That shit was animated? Wow, that shit looks real. Fuck. Dude, there's like smoke coming out of my ears. The gears are turning. They're not oiled properly. There's smoke. Can you hear the train whistle playing out of my ears?
Yeah, this one, I think it's hard for you, but you see why I had to kind of pick this one though, right?
The Zone of Interest.
No. What?
Rocky Horror.
No.
Oh, ooh, Birth of a Nation. Birth of a Nation.
No.
But that makeup was so realistic.
Do you want the answers?
No, I'm gonna get one.
Alright, you can get one.
Cruella.
No.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh. Gone Girl.
No.
Under the Skin.
No.
Drive.
No.
Should tell me them.
Number 1 was The Fly.
What?
The Fly by David Cronenberg.
Oh.
Next was Pan's Labyrinth. Then we had The Elephant Man, An American Werewolf in London, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah.
No. That's stupid.
The Thing was in there too. All right, this one, since I kind of gave you a mean one. This one I gave you because it's your favorite country. Best film set in or about Paris.
La Haine.
La Haine is number 12.
What the fuck? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Ratatouille.
2. Do you know your French movies? Also, these could also be American movies that are just like French.
What's that one romance movie with the fucking Eiffel Tower in the background of the poster? It's in my mind. It's American. It sucks.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Is there one like that in the top 5?
No.
Okay. La Commune, Paris, 1871.
No. You can have as many guesses as you want. For
No,
this one.
I give up.
You didn't even guess like 5.
I give up.
Number 1 was Amélie. Before Sunset.
Amelie.
Amélie. Midnight in Paris.
Oh.
And 400 Blows.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all of them that I picked.
Testing Rosa's shockingly limited film knowledge.
You started off pretty strong.
We should. Yeah, I was like, wow, maybe I got smarter since the last one. No.
Yeah. We got any questions?
Let me check.
I didn't curate any this week because I had that segment. But
No, wait, yes.
oh, we have a question.
How would both of you go about making a French onion soup sandwich?
That was just asked 3 minutes ago, by the way.
Yeah, so French onion soup is already an open-faced sandwich because it has bread on it on top.
Yeah, I think I would just like smear it like it's like butter or something. Put some onions in there. Like on the bread.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe what I would do is I would put bread at the bottom of the bowl, then put the French onion soup in it, and then put bread on the top of the bowl.
Because I'm
the way
like
you would
making
anyway.
like a French onion soup tasting sandwich.
Yeah,
like, I'm
that's
not-
the
I'm-
prompt.
But I'm not turning a fucking bowl of French onion soup.
I don't know. Why would you want a French onion soup sandwich?
I don't know, bro.
I don't know, bro.
You got any questions for us?
That was my that was my question.
No, it wasn't. You just read somebody's question from the Discord, which you should join so you can ask us questions.
It's not one. It's not $1.
It's $1 on our Patreon.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm gonna censor your answer. This is just a funny one.
Oh, great.
Who's the least favorite guest you've had on? I'll beep it out.
The diamond mine cart. I really hate that guy.
We need to have Dan the Diamond Minecart on.
I wish we had Dan TDM.
Dr. Trioris! No!
I got you the bread. Now make me a sandwich. Alright. Thanks for coming on this journey with us. Oh wait, sorry. I came preemptively. You have a movie to recommend us for next week.
I am going to recommend David Fincher's Zodiac. Very, very special guest episode.
Yeah, we're having a guest episode next week. Watch Zodiac.
Yeah.
We're gonna spoil the shit out of it like every movie we do on this podcast. But yeah, watch it.
True.
Thanks for coming on this journey with us. I'm a movie lover, and
I'm Jeff the Movie Killer.
oh no, and we're
Here
come. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
Dude, stay in your fucking lane.
Dude, you
Damn.
made fun of my fucking mom today with fucking Tim Allen Home Improvement.
That's my beatbox version.